Hi everyone, thanks so much for coming back for another video. This is going to be awesome. I am going to swatch my entire blush collection. I recently got a whole bunch of these Kokie blushes. I had a purple one, and everything will be below, and I had this super orange one here. I saw them on sale and decided to get more. They are absolutely stunning, and the press on them is gorgeous. You'll see more about them in a minute. I actually only have 7 of them because this is the same purple one, but I dropped it and that elephant broke, so I'm going to try to pan this one and keep that one. I'm just floored by how gorgeous they are. And then this little tray happened to fit all of my, smaller blushes. I do have a couple more palettes with blushes, and I'll show you those as well. So let's go ahead and get to the swatches. This might be a long one, so grab a snack and join me for my blush swatches. So to be fair, it's not actually my entire blush collection that was just in the intro. Because I do have these 2 palettes that I use all the time. However, these 2 have swatched videos of their own, and they're actually quite popular, so I'm thrilled. So I'm gonna, this is me including them in all of my blushes. They're both Revolution palettes. They might get a little shiny here. This one's called Sugar and Spice. This one's called Vintage Lace. Love, love, love these blushes. They're gorgeous. So I am going to link below, and I can only link one in the cards, probably, the swatch videos. But check these out because I do swatch all 8 of these and 4 of these. The other part of my blush collection before we start on that organizer is these Profusion palettes. They're huge, but all of them have color. Sorry about my nails. That's just the kind of person I am. All of them have colors designated as actual blush in them. All of these have a swatch video on their own. So I'm also not going to swatch these in this video, but they will be swatched on the channel. So these big palettes, one by one, the first is called Kaleidoscope. They're all Profusion palettes. These colors on the side, they could potentially be blushes. On me, they're more of like a bronzy kind of shade. This one actually pretty much matches my skin tone. But they're possibly blushes. It really depends on your skin tone. And they're light enough that I wanted to make sure I included them. Check out Profusion if you want to get blushes in your eyeshadow palettes. These could definitely be blushes though. And like I said, this has its own swatch video, so you can check that out. The next one that has its own blushes is, I don't know if it's called Main Stage or It's a Vibe. It sounded like on the website it was called It's a Vibe, but It's a Vibe is not on here. So I don't know if Main Stage is the name of the palette or the name of the collection. I just swatched this, so it's a little bit dirty. It's got these 2 gradient blushes here. They're very similar to the Kokie blushes that I will show you a little later. Again, this has its own swatch video, so this one is also part of what I'd consider my blush collection. Now, don't get me wrong, you can use any color you want for blush. This one, this one, this one, whatever you want, okay? So any color, any eyeshadow, any loose powder could be a blush. So don't feel like you're stuck with what's traditionally a blush. If you have powders, you could have a blush. Just wanted to say that. The next one that has blushes in it is a palette called Glamourland. It's called a portfolio because it has this, like, snap thing here. This little cardboard thing is the only thing that actually has the name of the palette or the shades on it, so I'm probably just going to leave it there. It's a little annoying. Very futuristic, but look at this. Holy moly. I have to zoom out. Alright, let's go ahead and just take this off for now. I don't have the paper off yet, so it's reflecting, but hello. How freaking gorgeous is this? And it's got face powders, highlighters, tons of eyeshadow, and blushes. So, and these are true blushes. These aren't like borderline like the Kaleidoscope palette was. These are true blushes. you might be able to see my cat's ear. He's, as usual, communicating. Are you okay? So, gorgeous palette. Going to be swatching this very soon if it's not out already. And then the last big palette that has blushes built into it is called Frosted Snow Sparkle. Wait till you see this. Oh my gosh. I gushed over this during my unboxing. They've got these designated face powders here. Yes, that's a purple blush. And then over here, they've got even more. So this one, very special. Definitely part of my blush collection and will have its own swatch video. Alright, I'm going to start with just kind of the random individual blushes first. Let's go ahead and start. This is the only one I have from Fenty. I got this with a gift card for Sephora. Someone had given me. I was very excited about that. And I use this deep kind of rosy blush color a lot in one of the Revolution palettes. So I decided to try Fenty's cream blush. Very pretty color. It kind of disappears a lot when you wear it. But I'm happy with it. I'm glad I got it. The next one was given to me. It's not cruelty free. It's a little Lancome palette. Everything will be below. It's kind of a nice in-between pinky peach. Pulls more pink and it looks more pink in the pan, but it actually is a very nice like flush of pink with a little bit of peach in it. This melt one was part of one of the free Facebook pickups that I do. It's a very bright coral. It is a cream. Don't need much of that. Then I have two CoverGirl blushes that I got because they were rather extreme. I got them with coupons at CVS. I don't know if they were like ended up free or not. This one's called Temptation. Like I said, I wanted pigmented blushes on purpose, and boy did I get them. These are going to take 300 years to pan, because you literally only need one tap, and then they're like perfect. They're almost too much. And the red one is appropriately called Hot Frenzy, and I use this a lot, actually. If I have like a red lip, I'll tie it in with this. It's pulling a little more coral here, but I think it's the reddest blush that I have. Next, I got this Natasha Denona blush duo in another free pickup haul. And it's a blush and highlight. I don't really reach for it a whole lot. It's a powder. I don't use the highlight a whole lot either. Hold on, let me make sure it's not because that finger is... It's a deeper pink. It's more of a salmon-y pink. This one I also got in a free haul. When I opened it, I thought it was a lipstick because it's a doe foot. However, it's a blush. I learned the hard way after putting it on my lip and then being like, this tastes gross. What is this? It's not for the lip. It's for blush. Okay, this is very deceiving here. This blush is the most pigmented I have. It is so dark on me that I probably should give it to someone else. It just really is bright and dark. It's perfect if you're looking for that. It smells a little weird, like I said, but it's a gorgeous color. It's just, you don't need much. It's another one that I don't know if I'd ever get to the bottom of it. It's probably going to go bad before I get to the bottom of it. All right, another free haul, Laura Mercier. I really like this liquid blush, actually. I really do. That's way too much for a swatch, but this one just leaves, it's almost a liquid. It just leaves a very nice kind of subtle liquid glow. It's easy to blend in. You can build it up. Laura Mercier is not cruelty-free. I think this company is. Lancome is not cruelty-free. Everything else I have is, so that's good. Moving on, I actually have 4 Wet n Wild blushes I'm gonna swatch for you. These two are like part of their Makeup Sticks line. If you push it too hard, it's gonna break on the top. These are I believe these are the only blush colors. They have Floral Majority and Peach Bums, which is just really cute. Let's do Peach Bums first. These just swivel up. I'm not too much of a fan of these products. They're pretty colors, little bit of shine. You have to warm, like you have to stick them on your face and then let them warm for a second before you can blend them in. I either have them completely disappear or like be way too much. I can't seem to find a happy medium with this. And then this one, Floral Majority. It's darker pink, whereas Peach Bums is more peachy. It's not really showing that in the swatch, but you can see that it's a little more matte and a little less shimmery than the Peach Bums one. I love these all together. These are gorgeous. I've recently became a blush person. I was like, how many blushes does one person need? All of them. These two Wet n Wild palettes were a special edition. As you can see, it was like this Oh My Star or whatever. I'd never heard of that before. But what really got me with these palettes was this star glitter. That's just stunning. They smell like strawberries, like candy strawberry. Oh, so pretty. Now I have to get this off of my hand. But they have these really nice blushes included because they're limited edition and like there's only 3 in there. I haven't done swatch videos on these, but let me swatch for you. There's a blue one and a pink palette. Well, none of these swatches are coming out like I thought, like they do on my face. This is just a very pretty pink. I'll say Barbie pink too, but I think a couple of these could have been Barbie pink. It's just a light pink. I like the flush that it gives on my face. I'm afraid to use it because I don't want to use it up. And then this is the pink one. This is a pink highlight, so I'm not going to swatch that. The pink is a little different from the blue one. Otherwise, I would just use this more and use that up. See, it's a little more, it looks like a little more peachy, which is ironic because it's in the pink palette. Also smells like strawberries, but for some reason, I just really prefer that one. The last one is a little Ulta palette with no name that my friend Jackie gave me. I have a whole bunch of stuff that she gave me. It's a face palette, not just a blush palette, so it's got what's meant to be a bronzer, 2 blushes, and a highlight. I'm going to try to squeeze these 2 blushes in here. Alright, as expected, the first one is very light. You can barely see it. It'll show up on my skin tone, but I really have to build it up. Alright, and then the last one is that rosy color, rosy kind of almost purple, and it's just like the first one that I swatched. I said that I wasn't gonna include this one, but I'm just gonna swatch the 2 pinks from it real quick on the end there, because I just feel like it. So here's the 2 blushes from the LA Colors palette as well. Kind of look like they could replace this one. I love looking at these together. Oh my goodness. I hope it's all coming out. So here's all my miscellaneous blushes. I had a Fenty one. I had Lancome. I had Melt. 2 CoverGirls. This was, which one was this? This was the Natasha Denona one. This is that, I think it's called Saie. Laura Mercier, Wet n Wild, and the 2 Wet n Wild palettes, the 2 face palette from Ulta Beauty, and then the 2 from LA Colors. The only other one that was shown on my blush display, I got these palettes when I was like 10, and there's no names on them. I think they were from the Lord & Taylor department store. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I've tried using them up. They're kind of hitting hard pan, but since we're here, let's see if I can swatch them. I don't know if they're going to show up, but let's go up here. So the darker one and the lighter one. I want to pan it really bad, but I just have issues with it. I've been trying to pan this bottom part, the bottom part for a while. See, they barely show up. They're not great, but alright, so that is the complete miscellaneous blush collection as shown in my display. Okay, so let's talk about these Kokie blushes, which I'm going to swatch next. These are the most beautiful blushes I've ever seen. Okay, I chose this one star-crossed because you can really just see how dramatic the color change is. I'm going to do 3 swatches on this. I'm going to do one from the very top, the very bottom, and then I'm not sure if in the middle is its own color, actually. What I'm going to do is just kind of swirl around and see what a mix of these colors produces. Alright, I may as well start with star-crossed. So the top color of star-crossed is hot pink. There's no other way to describe it. It's just hot pink. These are also some of the most pigmented products I've ever tried. The bottom is a beautiful peachy orange. And then smearing those two together, whatever that color is, I don't know. On me, it comes out, there's a little more magenta in there than peach right now. On me, it kind of comes out as a perfect peachy pink. If I just want something right in the middle, swirling these colors together will do it. The elephant print on it is so beautiful that I'm trying to use the other side. I mean, the other side is really pretty as well. You'll see in a minute here. This one's called Tender, and it is the most fluorescent blush I have. Again, I was on that bright blush kick and really found them. Other than the elephant, the other side of this is really gorgeous too. It's got a butterfly and flowers and stuff. I'm just so in love with the elephant that I decided to sacrifice the left side of them. However, I am saving a purple one completely without using it, so I'm gonna have both there. So the top of this Tender one is a fluorescent reddish orange. These do blend down, but please don't dip your brush in too hard or it will be impossible to get off. The bottom of this one is a neon orange. And then together, probably shouldn't do it that way because I'm shaking. It's just kind of a lighter neon orange. These are going to show up on dark skin tones for sure, so check them out. The next one is the only shimmery one I have. It's called Crushing. I haven't used it very much, but I was intrigued by it, and I was kind of on a peachy kick. Alright, so the top of Crushing is a shimmer peach. Could be, make a great lid shade. Any of these would, actually. The bottom, oh, please fit on here. The bottom is like a shimmery salmon-y color. And then all together, it's just kind of a lighter salmon-y color. The next one is a lighter peach without the shimmer. It's called Delight. All right, the top is just a very pale peach. Straight up orange. Didn't really expect anything different. Bottom, it's a neon, it's like a neon peach. Like this I would consider like a neon red. Let's do the mix of those two. It's not really coming out much. Sorry, I got a little close to that swatch there. It's a little darker than this one, but it's hard to get just the tippy top of the blush. I'm just trying to show you the versatility of it. Moving on to a more like neutral tones, almost bronzery kind of theme. This one is called Swoon. It'll make more sense why I got it in a minute when I explain another color that I got, but just roll with me here for a minute. So this is the top of it, this is the bottom of it, and this is the mix. I'm not going to fit these last two on there. So these are more, I'm just going to call them more neutral. I mean, this would be for extremely fair tones, the bottom of that. I'll just go to the next one to explain. The reason I got Swoon was because I wanted this one, Bellissima. The top is almost like a bronzery kind of tone for me. It could be really like either one, blush or bronzer. But I was a little afraid it was going to be too dark. You can see it is quite dark. However, you can mix it. That's the whole the whole deal with this, right? And you get, oh, I didn't pick it up, mushed up together, you kind of get the swoon color, right? But I wasn't sure. I was buying these blind. I watched a whole bunch of swatch videos. Bellissima I've probably used the most, other than the purple one. But because I was afraid it was too dark, I got swoon as well. Because I really was trying to match a color in another palette. So this is just kind of the lighter version of this. I guess you could call it pink, but there's more browns in it. And then we've got one more, guys. I think what I'm going to do is just come up and do them across. I hate to do that, but it is what it is. So this purple one is called Flushed. It's the reason that I wanted to buy these. Actually, I mean, seeing them, period, was why I wanted to buy them. But I really liked that there was a purple one. When I got it, it seemed a little more pink to me. You can get a much darker purple if you use towards the top of the pan, obviously. So I actually got 2 of these because this one broke. It dropped and it broke, and the elephant was just destroyed. And I really wanted to keep one of them as just like a showpiece. So I got the other purple one, and I'm not going to use that one at all. It's just going to be in the front of my display. But this is the same palette. The darkest one, let's put here. Okay, just a minute. The lightest one we'll put here. Definitely in the pinky purple range here. And then this is them mixed together. Because of the mix, with this one, I definitely see like a lavender color. I don't know, the others are kind of reddish pink, but I forget how many of these there are, but this is 7 of them and 21 swatches. Hey, I almost forgot these 2 blushes because I had kept them in a different place, because they're both being used for my Project Pan this year, which means I'm trying to use them up in the case of this one, which already had a little pan showing, or hit pan in this one. This is an e.l.f. duo. It's called Guava, and this is by Basic Beauty. It's called It's October 3rd. Obligatory meme. Yeah, this one is a cream blush, and I'm thinking of maybe trying to like pull it out from the sides towards the center. Let me go ahead and swatch it. I chose these 2 together, one because this was like being used up anyway, because this one is very pink and the e.l.f. is very peach. Alright, and I actually have 3 more blushes to show you. I actually filmed the beginning of this video months ago, and since then, I've gotten 3 more blushes. The first one is a duo e.l.f. one, just like the Guava one from Project Pan. It's just slightly more peachy. Let's see. They faded a little bit. It's a lot more orange than the Guava one. Sorry, it's faded here. This was the Basic Beauty one, and this was the Guava one. The next one is another e.l.f. blush, but it's a putty blush. These have been everywhere. I haven't had the greatest luck with putty blushes, but I had a coupon, so I wanted to try it. This is the Turks and Caicos color. I don't know what you'd call that. Peachy pink. Let's call it peachy pink. I really like these. I have a little dense brush that I just swirl around, and they're very buildable. You can make them as bright as you want or as not bright. The next one is obviously one of the Milani Rose Powder blushes. I am extremely, these don't even have a little clasp. I'm extremely careful handling this because I have very rarely seen these not destroyed. If I look closely enough on this, there is a little crack, but they're so pretty that I wanted one. This is a lot lighter than I thought it would be. I have to really work to get it to show up on my face, but it does give a little bit of a blush, or maybe even like a little bit of contour if I'm just going for that and not really worried about like the pink cheeks. I would get more of these, but they're kind of stressful because every drugstore I've seen these in, and the first time they sent it to me, they're just smashed. Like, they just break so easily and come out of the pan. I also don't want to wear off this really pretty rose shape, so I'm glad I got it. I'll probably just display it because it's pretty instead of actually trying to use it. So there are bonus blush swatches. They were just not in the container the first time, except for these two. These two are my Project Pan, and then these three were my new blushes. So thanks so much for watching this video. This was really fun to swatch the entire collection, minus the larger palettes that had their own swatch videos. I will link those somewhere above or below. Thanks so much for watching. We have a lot of swatch videos that you can go click on. Lipstick swatches in every color imaginable. Lots and lots of eyeshadow palette swatches. So we hope you enjoy the channel. We're happy to have you here, and we will talk to you soon. Bye! Whoa, where did my last palette go? Videos, so I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. My cat just distracted me, so I don't know what else I was gonna say. Is that all y'all? Am I still in the shot? Yep. Okay. Are you seriously done your journey with me? No, you're not. Okay. I feel like it, okay? Blushes. I have 7 different... 7? My hands are covered in reddish orange, pink, and a little bit of glitter now. Bellissima I've probably used the most other than the purple one. I don't know what I just said. Sorry, there's chocolate on my blanket that I'm sitting on, and I thought it might be poop from the cat. So, yeah.